Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and the horoscopes. This evening we're going to be doing a reading for all you born in the year of the rooster. How we doing, guys? Let's find out. We'll give these a quick shuffle for you and we'll see what the week has in store for you guys. Is it going to be something to crow about? Let's find out. Let's start maybe there. No, let's stop. I can't even see what I'm doing. We're going to have that one for the first one, apparently. And we'll take that middle one for the second one. Oh, I don't usually do this. I think this is the first time I've ever done this. And that one from the bottom. What have we got? God, this is throwing me all off. So that was the one that fell out. So we're taking this from the bottom. This, I've never done that before. I usually just throw them back in and keep shuffling. So forgive me. This is, this is a whole new way of doing things. Let's flip it over straight away. We've got that black rooster. So something wanted me to remind you, rooster people, that you are roosters, and that realistically, you have got something to cock-a-doodle-doo about, haven't you? A lot of thinking to do, at the very least. Roosters are deep thinkers. They have a very interesting, unique mind, as you well know, being a rooster. But you need to remind yourself that sometimes being selfish or considering yourself a little bit better than other people isn't always the best way to go about it, even though sometimes to you it is, because, why not? You're a rooster. But sometimes you've got to share the limelight. Sometimes if you are, especially, I guess, in a close relationship with somebody, be it living with somebody or you're working with somebody all the time, or there's somebody in your life that's more of a permanent fixture, you've got to kind of share. You've got to kind of share the responsibilities. You've got to share the burdens. You've got to share the pros with the cons. You've got to take the good with the bad, and that is something that you either get used to or you run away from, basically. And the way you're going to run away from that is self-sabotage. And we don't want that. We don't want that. You don't want to be in a place where you're self-sabotaging or, trying to escape from something. If you're not happy, leave, move, get out. But if it's just a case of, I don't know, you're just bored at the moment, or somebody is just, rubbing you up the wrong way and it's just a petty little thing, maybe it's just worth waiting it out, seeing how you feel in a couple of days. Sleep on it, as they say. Sleep on it. I think right now you're just trying to keep your head above water in a way that I think, I'm not going to say that the water's not deep. It's just, you just didn't want to get wet. So it's not like you're keeping your head above water. It's just you didn't even want to get wet. So just being ankle deep is enough of a frustration for you to kind of get agitated and lose your temper. As to say, it's the little things right now that are pushing you over the edge. You're far too busy, I think, where you've got a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to consider, and a lot of things to, a lot of responsibilities. Let's put it that way. You've got a lot of responsibilities and you haven't got time to mess around and have a cockfight with every Tom, Dick and Harry, or, Jane, Sally or Sue. And this is becoming more and more prominent, I think, more as a thing that is happening, not constantly, because that's an over-exaggeration. But it's definitely something that is happening more often than not. And I'm not saying that it is you that is the problem. I'm just saying that potentially it takes two to tango, and, it doesn't matter whose feet you're slipping on or tripping over or who's out of beat. Realistically, if you've chosen your dance partner, you practice together, you get better together. And if one of you slips up, you don't criticize each other or judge each other. You support each other. So maybe, just maybe, while you're dancing away with the chosen dance partner that you have, just because it may seem they've got two left feet, maybe it's just a case of working on it together, communicating, talking about it and putting some practice in. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. We got that snake card coming in there. That's a sign that is from your affinity triangle. And if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, because we're going to be doing the snake and the rooster and the ox's triangle in the near future, which is that thinker triangle. So it's definitely something that's on your mind. It's definitely something maybe romantic or sort of emotional, or where you are in an attachment with somebody. It is also a negative karmic card, that snake. So there is definitely some sort of karmic universal thing at play here. And potentially you're feeling agitated, withdrawn, self-saboteur. You're feeling kind of like, I don't know, bored or restless. And it's simply maybe because, one, you're overthinking it. Two, you're being relatively selfish, vain, egotistical into thinking that, it should all be about you, and potentially you need to share, that, share the role, be in that role, respect and appreciate what each other bring to the table, so to speak. That snake, of course, is a selfish card as well. And when I say selfish, I mean they are quite vain, they are quite self-centered, but they're also very good at the withdrawing when they need to, because they have to recharge or to re-energize. And potentially that's what you do need to do, is, like I say, sleep on it, take a break, and just consider, is this the right move? Do I really want this? Or am I just, I don't know, am I just hungry, for example? You should consider that. I mean, the snake and the rooster, they're very good together. They have a very good connection, and I think that's the thing that you need to focus on, is the connection between you and this someone else. I think realistically, being more outspoken is the problem. The fact that you're picking on every little thing and saying, like, this is an issue, that's bugging me, I don't like this, I need to get more space, I want to have some air. You're not addressing the problem. You're not going to find resolution from running away from it. And if you're adamant that you're going to run away, then just keep running and move on and find happiness where there is happiness. If you're not happy, I'm not saying that you should keep your mouth shut, not by any means. I'm just saying, pick your battles. Pick your battles, basically. Pick your battles, and yeah, don't even see it as a battle, actually. Don't even see it as a battle. Just be considerate and be thoughtful with like the kind of way you're addressing this situation, is the best way I can put it. I mean, they are both black cards, but black isn't always an attack. That rooster card just really wants you to kind of consider they're realistically sharing the limelight with somebody, or just backing down once or twice maybe. It's just those little losses can be big wins to other people. You may lose a little bit, but they win massively. And that could be the difference. And the snake is basically coming in and saying, you don't have to be all in their face, and you don't have to be all withdrawn. Balance is what you need. You need balance. And that's where your own self-control comes in, as I say, to pick the argument that you're going to have. Do you really need to bring that up? Do you really need to mention it? I'm not saying be a pushover, because you can rightfully stick up for yourself. But some things potentially you don't have to, pick on or criticize. We're coming over into a white card there, though, and it is a horse. So it's not all bad, and it is definitely romantic. I mean, the snake and the horse are quite romantically and emotionally involved personalities. They're very, I don't know, sensitive or sensual in that way. They're very kind of heart on the sleeve kind of type people in very different ways. But that horse, again, it's in the white. So this is something that you do want. It is something that you are content with, or at least you feel happy at times with. It's just, like I say, potentially things have just run amok for a little bit. You've lost order, perhaps, or control. You've lost your way, and that's why you need to kind of come back to this. You're a rooster, and I think it's an argument on who's boss. That's the problem, on who's in charge here. And I think the more you kind of have this discussion or this argument or this, this kind of minefield of dominance of who's who in the relationship or in the situation, this battle of the egos, I think really this is going to cause more problems. This is going to cause more issues. Neither of you want to back down. None of you want to give up. There isn't any white flags in place. But maybe nobody has to surrender. Maybe nobody has to surrender. Maybe you potentially need to find a hobby or, get some adventure. The horse is a very adventurous card. Maybe you just need to get more excitement. Maybe do something together or do something on your own. Find a bit of adventure. Find a little bit of excitement. And every time there's a bit of an argument or, I don't know, a bit of negativity in the air, instead of losing it, instead of causing a fight or getting baited into a fight, whichever the situation is, just go on an adventure, go do an activity, go and do something different. The problem is you like to handle your challenges in a very particular way. You like to do things your way. I'm not going to say you're a control freak, but if there was a label for the control freak, for any of the signs, it would probably go to the rooster. But I'm not going to say you're a control freak, because I can appreciate the fact that you're just organized. You like your way. You are particular. And why not? I appreciate that. I respect it. Why not have things your way? And the problem that you're facing is that when there's more than one person involved in this, as in you and someone else, you can't always have it your way. And sometimes you need to find unconventional ways of dealing with things or seeing things from a different perspective. If you work together and you actually talk about it and you come to some sort of agreements and stuff, you're going to find that far more rewarding than running away or arguing or whatever. I think you need to, as I say, you need to be less, I don't want to say less of a control freak, but you need to be less argumentative when it comes to power in this situation, and just remember that there are more than one of you involved, or more than, just you. And we'll find out next week how that goes for you, won't we? When we come back and do another reading for you rooster people. Tomorrow we'll be back for the readings for the dog and the boar. So if you're following the Chinese Zodiac, I will see you then. If you are just here for your own readings on your own day, then I am assuming that you are a rooster, and that's why you're here. So you'll be back next week when we do another rooster reading for you guys. See you then. Thanks for watching. Love and peace.